Hi, my name is Anna and I'm a cultural anthropologist and a psychologist traveling the globe and making videos about, well, death. So if you want to understand how people from different cultures approach death or learn about funeral mourning customs from around the globe, or just maybe visit very interesting resting places, then you're in the right place. Welcome to my channel, Death Travels. Today, I want to take you on a special journey to explore possibly one of the noisiest, if not the noisiest, quote-unquote, resting places in Canada. It's called Ridgeview Memorial Cemetery, but I personally call it a highway cemetery. This is a fascinating place to me. One that I imagine is surrounded by farmland and Ontario nature. Right now it's kind of tucked between two massive highways, 401 and 427. And as thousands of cars go by it every single day, not many people actually realize that something that looks just like a patch of grass is actually, till this day, a resting place for, I think, over 300 people. So please join me on this adventure. We will try to find the cemetery. We will learn about its history. Well, what's there to say? Let's go.
A few moments later.
Where's the entrance? I don't know. We'll see.
Prepare to make a legal U-turn.
Ooh. U-turn.
2,000 years later.
Guys, I missed it. Damn it. I have to go back and do this all over again. Not so easy. It's easy to miss. The entrance is marked. It's not really marked, but also it's interesting because the GPS informs you that you're entering a restricted area, which I'm not sure what it means, but we'll see when we get there.
You are entering an area with restricted guidance. Follow the arrow on the display. You have reached your destination.
There it is. We found it. Wow. Just gonna park here. Okay, guys. So this is absolutely fantastic. I don't know how you're gonna hear what I'm saying because there's a lot of noise. I have a good microphone, but I would actually like you to hear this noise and check this out. Tons of cars, just constant movement. I think this is 401. Just above there, there's 427. So we're like kind of tucked between two highways. There's absolutely no way there is at any time of day or night a quiet, like peace and quiet. I wonder where the entrance to the cemetery is. Let's go check it out. This is just crazy. This is how close the cemetery is to the highway. Basically, just kind of reach out. I don't want to do it, but it is a bit nuts. It's very busy. It's very loud. And 300 people trying to have some eternal rest, not possible to do. And it is open. Welcome to the Ridgeview Memorial Cemetery. So one of the key questions for me was, how was this cemetery founded? And why did it remain in place even though the highway expanded and grew? Can you actually still be buried here? And what is the future of this place? So apparently the story of the Ridgeview Memorial Cemetery begins in 19th century, and more specifically in 1846 when the first burials occurred. But it wasn't officially a graveyard until the Union Chapel was completed, and I think it happened in 1853. But as you can see, there's no chapel to be found here. It was actually moved to a different place in 1888, and then again in the 1950s. So this heritage site provides a final resting place for members of the Western Etobicoke pioneer farming families. So around 300 people are estimated to be buried in here, of which only 90 have markers. But they're in a pretty good shape. You can see yourself. And according to a historical plaque, a farmer called William Knaggs, who's also buried here, and I wonder if we can find his grave, he sold the land that became a cemetery later on. I mean, it must have looked completely different back then, and I'm trying to imagine right now, you know, the birds, there's just one solitary bird here. How different, how peaceful it must have been before. And here's a grave for Mr. William Knaggs, who sold the land for the cemetery and the church. He was buried in 1858, I believe. Aged, looks like 70. The founder found his grave. Okay, so one of the key questions for me was, can you actually still be buried here if you really wanted to? And the short answer is yes, but only descendants of those who are buried here can buy a plot and be buried in the cemetery. And now, one of the last burials, and I actually think the last one that occurred here was in 2005, and it was Mr. Victor Kimber, who passed away at age 77. And he, for almost 40 years, took care of the cemetery. He cut the grass, he took care of the gravestones, and etc. He loved this place, and you can tell that, you know, without him, this place is really probably not looking as great as it could if he was still around. I'm sure the crust would be cut. But it's interesting, his first wife, Phyllis, passed away in 1975, so he was taking care of this graveyard. And then in the 1980s, and here's the love story connected to the cemetery, when he was already a widower in the 80s, he met a woman named Ethel. And they fell in love right away. And she remembers that one of the first dates, he decided to take her out, and he did not tell her where they were going. And guess where he took her? Yes, he took her to the cemetery. My favorite type of date, by the way. Most romantic ones. But, so obviously she was a little bit spooked out. She was like not sure what's going on, but he was just so proud. He wanted to show her, you know, how well he kept this place. Therefore, she just took her here. And they got married, they have kids, or maybe not. But they got married, and they basically spent each weekend here taking care of this place together. They really fell in love with this place as a couple. Now, Ethel, in the interview that she gave to the local newspaper, she was asked if she would like to be buried here when her time comes. And she said, well, first of all, she still has time to think about it. And the second thing is, she's not really sure. I mean, I hope that Phyllis here doesn't mind me saying this, but it is a little bit, you know, two wives, one husband, you know, maybe there's some hesitation here. One last thing, guys, I brought some flowers for Mr. Kimber here. I think he deserves some fresh flowers for taking such a good care of this place before he passed away, and thanks to his story, I could discover this place today. So that's it for today, folks. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. There's going to be more videos coming to this channel very soon from all around Canada and from Europe. I'm scheduled to travel to Europe in a month or so. So stay tuned. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you soon.